It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
To a Tuesday, we focus on a different state each week, taking a look at their firearms laws and history. We also feature a gun owners' rights group and take a look at their background, focus, and successes.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns and what our Second Amendment protects. Each day we focus on a different thing. On Tuesdays, it's the Second Amendment. So we also feature a state each Tuesday, and we allow that to be determined by the folks who watch the show live. We go live at midnight, and that definitely, limits the audience that we can get. So we do appreciate the people that join us live, and we use the interactive features. If you're watching the show, a quarter to a third of the screen is devoted to the comments that are coming in. We pay attention to those, and we're using the polling feature of the YouTubes, and we have a poll going on Tuesdays to ask people which state we should focus on. So tonight we have 4 options. That's because how many options the poll gives us, and those are Minnesota, Nebraska, Alabama, or Arizona. One of those 3 states will be the states that we look, or one of those 4 states will be the states that we look at right now. We got 50-50 with Minnesota and Alabama. All right, so with that, we'll dig in a little bit with some other stuff that's happening in the world of 2A. Kojo is watching with ears only. Good evening. Dog eats the snack. Oh, guess the snack. So I was talking to folks before the show started about the dog who would normally get belly rubs, but we went for a walk today, 4 miles. So she's tired, and then we went and got pizza. So she's been eating some pizza. All right, so digging into, I probably should have prepped a little bit more. We're going to open up some files here while we're waiting for a few more votes. I like to get at least 5 or 6 votes before we make a decision on something as significant as what show we're gonna, or what state we're gonna pay attention to. So in the meantime, why don't we take a look at some other topics in 2A. Now this is a live discussion, so if people have ideas or subjects to talk about, feel free to throw them out there. No guarantees. I don't base this show on just the live stuff, but feel free to use this stuff. Let's take a look at a couple of things that I've been working on. First, I guess I have to jump back out of here and go over here. The first thing I did during Gizzard's show the other day was to, I guess I'll open this one, was to make this, which will eventually open. It's pretty large, and it takes some time for my computer to open it up. This is a file that we created during Gizzard's show, which is a map of the United States in like outlines, each of the states outlined, and then we went ahead and crammed as many of the logos as we could for folks that were either Gun Channels members, supporters, folks that are in the game or participating on the regular, hosting or creating. And there's quite a few people. No, it's not everybody, obviously, but it's the people that are on the regulars in the kind of the consistent conversations tethered. Look at right in the middle around this gizzard dude. So that worked out pretty good. The only person I know for sure, I have no idea, is AR Guns. I really have no idea where he's at, unless AR means Arkansas. And then I guess I do know where he is. But everybody else, we did this kind of together. So participatory, everybody helped figure out where everybody was. And then I guessed on a couple because who really cares? And then beyond that, I was like, oh, it worked out pretty good. So then we worked on some other stuff this weekend, which I get to go back to. First one is, I guess there's two more. So the first one would be this, which will take a minute to open also. And this is the organizations, events, hunting groups, and some sporting events, and the states that they're in. Not necessarily the location in the state, because that's kind of difficult, but when you think about all the different organizations that are out there, I've only been able to offer them in list formats or displayed in portions, filtered segments of the main list, filtered by something like state or whatever, but you're still going to get it in a list form. Best I can do on the internet, because of my limited resources and knowledge, is add some logos to the list and some blurbs and some titles and stuff so that the lists aren't completely boring. But, I can't do too much more than provide the lists online without getting too crazy into coding and learning things that are not necessary for just the overall goal here. But what I can do is shove them all into a graphics software and spend some time shoving them all together. So this worked out pretty neat. I think the overall is kind of interesting. Obviously, it's not complete because, are you kidding me? Come on, there's got to be something in South Dakota, right? There's got to be something in Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Something's got to be going on there. But I thought this was pretty neat. Oh, also Alaska. Come on, man. Something's got to be happening up there, right? So then that was that. And then I thought, well, that's neat, but a bunch of people can't handle that much. They just can't handle it. So I figured, let's go to the people or make something for those folks that can't handle that much and make one with just the state level organizations, the organizations focused on the issues for the state, or making sure that the issues from the specific to the state are addressed at a national level, or made, they create awareness for the issues that are specific to an individual state. But often they champion, right, like things for states, or work with something like American Suppressor Association, which has done strides in changing the prohibitions and infringements on when and what suppressors can be used. So, except for those states back east where they insist on being tiny, and it's difficult to cram anything on there that can be viewed, all the states over here on the decent side of the Mississippi, we can shove our logos in there really big, and they're easy to see, makes it really convenient and easy for everybody. And then, everybody back east has to be difficult. So there you go. And then you got states like Michigan that have more than one organization. I guess I've already been told about one in California that I missed, and I think I thought of at least two more since. And I'm pretty sure there was one in Idaho, because I think I got a patch from the one in Idaho. I just can't figure it out because I don't know it, and I only used a couple of lists. I don't have infinite time, so in the amount of time I had to work on this one, I used a couple of resources, and they didn't have anything for Idaho in them. So like I say, this one definitely sees some, or shows some gaps. There's definitely groups in Kentucky, probably Wisconsin, and we'll look forward to finishing those. But that's some more efforts towards visualization of Second Amendment issues, to get an idea of who all is on the playing field, at least where they are on the playing field. Well, that's not true. Where they come from in the game. Where they come from. Where they'd be on the playing field, I think, is more of a factor of what they're doing, right? And each of those is playing zone, I guess. They're each looking out for their own area regionally, or where they are location-wise. But I still suspect each of them has their own focus. Some states are more interested in concealed carry. Some states are more interested in getting hunting, easing hunting infringements, for example. They might be interested in different things. Some states are more interested in travel. Some states are probably just more interested in lightening up may issue into shall issue. All right, we've got 4 votes in the poll over here. I think we're screen sharing. Yes, we're screen sharing. So you can see the poll in front of you, and a whole bunch of people are in here now Woods is out here. Gizzards is out here. DJ, I think I mentioned DJ earlier. So it should be at least 4 votes. Like I said, it's the 4 votes. So, yeah, we're waiting for somebody else to show up, get at least 5 votes in there. The 5th vote could potentially tie it up, and then we'd have some kind of crazy shakedown until we got the 5th one, or we'll just have to go with Nebraska. Nebraska is going to just walk away with DJ and DJ's fake account that he signed up with, obviously, and voted with twice. Let's see what else. Nobody's saying any topics on there. The pick on the screen doesn't have Washington on there. First off, is Washington a state? There is nothing in Washington. Is there a state level organization in Washington that I'm aware of? Obviously not that I'm aware of, but is there a state level organization that's in Washington? There's one called like Washington Human Rights or something. And I think that's the one that S.A. Hinchcliffe is in. And I think that's more of a rights organization than a state level gun owners' rights organization. And if that's all you got, then that's all you got. But does that go in the list as a gun organization, or is that just some other organization doing all y'all's work for you? The pick on the screen. Oh, and then you also said Nebraska for some reason. Nebraska has the basically sand hills. Second Amendment Foundation. Oh, maybe you didn't see this other map. So this map is the state organizations. This map is all organizations. So Washington State has things like the Second Amendment Foundation, the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, the International Arms something another is also part of Second Amendment Foundation. You got USA ESS, the United States of America Youth Education in Shooting Sports. You've got the Armed Citizens Legal Defense Network. You're also the home of the Steel Challenge and the United States Practical Shooting Association. So that's all in Oregon, in Washington. But I don't know of any state level organization. For example, if you look at this one, this is Montana Shooting Sports Association. And if you go to their website, I'm skeptical. I'm suspect of that one. But they say we're the state's Second Amendment Foundation, or we're the state's Second Amendment group. Washington State Rifle and Pistol. That might be. So I don't know. Because some states, they go around acting like that. Illinois State Rifle and Pistol Association, or Illinois State Rifle Association. I guess they got rid of pistol. You talk to some people in Illinois, they'll spit and they'll go, wah, rah, 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 right? You got something like, most of them are organizations like that have nothing to do with the State Rifle Association. That's the thing. Often the State Rifle Association in most states is a marksmanship and an organization for an organization for facilitating competition shoots, organized sport, where they could care less about rights. So that's why I didn't want to assume. But if that's the thing, then that'd be a thing. I don't have ears on Nebraska. What about it? If you go to state associations, NRA, find your state, there is a complete list of state associations. That's a good point. So what that would be is probably the ones that the NRA deems good to go. That we all know is suspect. So let's take a quick look at that. We got the Alabama State Rifle and Pistol Association. Let's see what I got. I got nothing in Alabama. So that might be interesting. So no link to the Alabama State Pistol and Rifle and Pistol Association. So use the magic of just dragging and dropping, because that's how the internet works. This is the CMP. This is Alabama State Rifle and Pistol Association. Okay, so let's click on that. Somehow it's AMGOA, American Gun Owners Alliance, already suspect. This is just some website linking to them. So somebody won search engine kudos, but that's not their website. This is Alabama State Rifle. Uh-oh, we might have found it. Boom, we found it. Welcome to the Arizona State Rifle and Pistol Association. So we didn't find it. Alabama State Rifle and Pistol. See what I'm saying? So this, I don't have any confidence sending people to these kind. And that's what I find a lot of these to be, is I'm not sure what they are. I don't know if it's like, hey, let's fill up our list and, you know, we found a thing and let's just do it without verifying. Or maybe this guy just does it with gmail.com and this guy with AOL.com. Seriously, there are people that run state level organizations without a website and with like yahoo.com and stupid AOL.com email addresses, right? Like it's being done that way. If nobody else in Alabama gives a shit and nobody challenges with another organization, then guess what? That's how it's done in Alabama, perhaps. I'm going to tell you, I definitely have experience with state level organizations that were run very effectively. Well, and that's not true. They were run that way and they did have results, period. And results that everybody's happy with. But yeah, it's frustrating. So I can't link to something like that one. And I don't know, I'm not going to do it to every one of them here, but the Arizona State Rifle and Pistol Association, for example, I have more awareness of that one. So in Arizona, we have the Arizona State Rifle and Pistol Association. And like most of them, it was established, actually, that's probably what I had open right here. It was established in 1909 from the Militia Act of 1903 or whatever. That's how the oldest of all of them is the Illinois State Rifle. It used to be the rifle. Well, it's probably always been rifle. Anyway, this is the oldest one. As soon as the Militia Act said, you know, it'd be cool, stupid states, why don't you all have some kind of infrastructure to create marksmen, you idiots? And then all the states were like, all right. So they started doing it. And Illinois was the first one. And then Arizona came along in 1909? In 1909 and did the same thing. So their goal from 1909 has been to make marksmen, right? Get people ready to when we need them. So here it says, we represent the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution, as well as Article 2, Section 26 of our state constitution. Each state has, all but 9 states have their own state level version of its Second Amendment. Our state constitution, which guarantee the God-given right to own and use firearms. The state association is also delighted to have the Colt Peacemaker as our official state firearm and fly our state flag, which was originally a team shooting flag at the national matches in Camp Perry, Ohio in 1907. Well, I didn't know that. Many great Arizonans contributed to the Arizona State Rifle and Pistol Association, including some people who I don't know who they are. We are 501 blah, blah, and mission of education. We teach Arizona citizens every year on the lawful and safe use of firearms, their civil rights, how to compete, and also how to become involved in many legislative efforts at our capital, which protect lawful firearms owner from those trying to destroy their rights. That's what they have written on their website in 2022, right? So having intimate awareness of what's been going on in Arizona, there was a time when the Arizona Citizens Defense League was seen as those new guys from out of state that aren't satisfied with the status quo here in Arizona. And we're a gun state. So where do they get off coming from places like Virginia and deciding that Arizona isn't free enough for them? And where do they get off suggesting we have permitless carry, right? We already got it from where you can open carry to where you can carry it concealed if you get a permit and ask the state for 16 hours worth of training and a bunch of qualifications and permit money, right? Now you can carry. I mean, if you're not a cop, it's awesome. So AZCDL was like, nah, why don't we make a constitutional carry? And in 2010, that happened. July 30th of 2010 on, anybody in the state of Arizona, as long as you're stepped foot in the state of Arizona and you're legally able to own a firearm, you can carry it however you freaking want to carry it. Concealed, open, on your back, carry it in your foot, who cares? Be safe. And guess what? Nothing. What year is that? That was 2010. Now it is 2022. So that's 12 years of nothing. And in those 12 years, 24 other states have said, fuck yeah, let's do that too. Arizona State Rifle and Pistol Association was like, come on, man. We don't need that. Come on, man. So there's a lot of people at the time in Arizona were like, we're shooting for the stars. We don't want this infringement, any of it. And there was organizations that I'm talking about right now that were like, no, man, let's not worry about it. This is pretty decent compared to the infringement we had yesterday. And they were satisfied, and they weren't doing nothing. They were satisfied to talk smack about the other. And the consequences of that would have been horrible if the AZCDL would have said, oh man, you're right. Longer, older organization who's been around longer and whatever, and is a bigger organization. You should know better. Maybe we should shut up and know our place and not try to get constitutional carry, because probably all those other 24 states would have just done it anyway, even without something, get the ball rolling, right? So I don't want to put organizations in that are like that. And I don't want to be a jerk, but I also don't want to support organizations that almost spoiled it for everybody. And it's not like they did anything other than not do anything. And it's frustrating. And I know that nuance here in Arizona because I know it. But I only know of other states having issues like that. And, I'm not able to keep them all in my head. I know that some of them are out there, so I'm hesitant to just throw everybody's name on the list. So the Arkansas Rifle and Pistol Association. Oh, looks like that goes right to it. No logo. So suspect right off the bat. WordPress. I mean, I use WordPress. I don't care too much about that, but no logo at all. That's either just grassroots or, well, it's beyond minimum effort. So they're putting effort into it. But it looks like the last thing was 2011. Oh, this says 2002. Maybe they do all their stuff on Facebook. There's a logo. So they do all their stuff on Facebook, and they just have the website yesterday at 417, etc. Yeah, I can't get in there. So I guess I could link to Facebook's. I guess I could put the logo, though, because I could find that logo. Dang it, I didn't grab the logo. Is it easy to grab logos off of Facebook? I guess I don't even know. Sometimes you can just grab them. Sometimes you got to do all kinds of effort to grab a logo or a picture off a platform. California has too many to keep track of. Colorado. Everything I just said that I know about Arizona, I know that applies to Colorado for sure. Every single organization in Colorado claims to be the one who's not the one who's the worst ones. All the other ones are bad except for us. That's the motto of the organizations in Colorado. All the other ones are bad except for us. So how do you know which one is bad? Well, you know a couple of them are bad, but that doesn't help you figure out which ones are good. I don't know if they're good ones or not. Nobody I know in Colorado. I don't know enough people in Colorado. Dragoman is in Colorado, but you don't care. Connecticut State Rifle and Revolver Association. First off, come on, man. Rifle and Revolver Association? Come on. When do they come up with that? Ugh, that's horrible. Now let's go look at it. We already know that the CCDL, run by Holly Sullivan and supported by such friends of ours as Brooke Cheney and others, right? We know that's a legit organization that gets stuff accomplished and stopped SB 16 or whatever recently. So let's go see what the Connecticut State Rifle and Revolver Association. First off, I don't like their name. I'll tell them right to their face, too. That's a stupid name. Formed in 1927 with the purposes of promoting education and training for all Connecticut citizens in the safe handling of firearms. See where I'm going? These organizations are fine, and you need them, I guess. I'm glad they're there. But they're not helping rights. And if you talk to them about rights, often they get to be like, we're here for training, we're here for this, and then you just get pissed with them. So They're there for what they're there for, but I'm not going to link to them on like something I'm doing. So what scares you? At least that are NRA affiliated. Those are the only ones. Not that those are the only ones. Well, that's the thing. And the problem is, I think my experience, my perception of this, or my opinion on this, is the NRA phones it in. I don't think they pay that much attention. And here's another one. The Florida thing is a massive, Florida Sports Shooting Association. Come on, no one ever even hears about them, and they're getting NRA support. And Florida is in bad way, and they don't need to be, and they don't have an organization. So, it's one of those things where they're supporting stuff, but they're supporting stuff that supports them, basically. Now, I don't know what they do, but I know that they're never where we need them. So they might be doing awesome stuff, or it says Florida Juniors. Like, if they're doing stuff for kids in Florida, that's awesome. But get out of the way, because you're not helping nobody else. And keep helping kids or whatever. But again, NRA can link to you. But here's the thing. Why is NRA linking to them? Because of the training? If somebody goes to NRA because they want to train their kid or whatever, then boom, yeah, you need them to get to Florida Sports Shooting Association. But if you're worried about training your kid about how those rights are important for their kids, Florida Sports Shooting Association maybe needs to get linked up with somebody else, maybe. I don't know. Let's not write them off. We don't know anybody from there. We just know that they've never showed up and put their hat in the ring when the time was there for them to do such a thing, to bring support to the table. Georgia Sports Shooting Association. I know GA2A. I know the Georgia Carry, but I bet you $4. $4. If I go over here, it's going to say something about whatever that other one just said. Supporting to help people on the marksmanship development of the blah, blah, blah. Let's find out. Georgia Sports Shooting Association, dedicated to the overall support and promotion of sports shooting, as well as the development of juniors interested in pursuing sports shooting for passion through our foundation and scholarship fund. That's cool. There's a Roswell, Georgia. Interesting. Wonder if aliens ever went there. So what this means to me is, damn it, I need to add like a whole nother level of a map, because my map over here was all about 2A organizations. I need to put one in for state rifle and pistol associations, because that's what these NRA ones are linked to. And it looks like there probably is one of each of those, because they've been around since the 1900s, 1920s. Mainly because the government told them to, I think, or paid them to, one of the two, or both. All right, now we'll go back over and see what kind of votes we got coming. We only got 4 votes. Come on. Maybe some of you federal agents who are watching could go ask your boss, your mom, if you can vote tonight. Tell them it's okay. YouTube said it was okay. So I guess we're going to have to go with Nebraska, even though it's a massive scam. Everybody knows it. Maybe a court right now still? Is that what happening? This is some sort of an abusive quark attack? Deliberate? Who really suffers here are the people that watch this after the fact, because they don't realize the what's happening live right now, or the lack of what's happening live, and the reasons for that. We all know, though. All right, so I guess we're gonna have to go to Nebraska. Bring everything over here. Yawning a lot. All right. Oh, I don't have my video on here. Let me flip this over, bring this over to here. Nebraskans. I don't think there's very much stuff for Nebraska, so it's probably not going to take very long. Problem is, I normally don't be able to find the things very fast. Actually, there's a whole bunch of stuff for Nebraska. So let's dig in. Oh, look at that. I don't even remember. I kind of remember making this now, but at first I didn't remember making this one cartoon. So let's dig in. What we're looking at is Nebraska on a blemished copy of the 50 States of 2A version of the Minuteman University project, a website that we've been working on live over the last years during various projects. And that information is vast. So in an effort to get it into people's hands and useful, we printed out the 50 States of 2A. And this is a bad version of it where the pages are alternately flipped up and down and backwards, and it really is all messed up. So I've been using it as my copy here to use for the Tuesday series. And the top of the page is Nebraska. It tells us this information about the state. We've got some kind of consistent information there about kind of the status of the state. And then we get into what's so good about the state. And if there was the people that might be from the state. I guess nobody's from Nebraska. So let's dig in. Nebraska was the 37th state in the Union. Came into the Union March 1st of 1867. It's got a big blue flag with some kind of yellow splotch in the middle, and it looks like an iron a little bit. The state does. They do have a constitution, and there's a portion of it that would be considered a Second Amendment. It's Article 1, Section 1. How cool is that? All persons have certain rights. Among those rights are the right to keep and bear arms for security or defense of self, family, home, and others, and for lawful common defense, hunting, recreational use, and all other lawful purposes. And such rights shall not be denied or infringed by the state or any subdivision thereof. Right on, Nebraska. Way to have an awesome Second Amendment. Well, at the last moment, somebody just voted for Minnesota. So what do we do now? Do we just burn this thing? I'm burning it. No, let's not burn it. Wait, let's not burn it. Instead, Nebraska or Minnesota can go suck it because we already started reading this. All right, so getting back into some of the other stuff here. Open carry without a permit. I don't know if DJ is going to show up for this or not, but he might have more insight on this one. He's aware of Nebraska. Concealed carry. In 2006, they went to shall issue. They have, as of 2017, 56,000 permits issued. I don't know what the population is in Nebraska. There's probably no way to figure that out. But let's just randomly pick a state like Illinois. So Nebraska, 56,000. Illinois, 243,000. So come on, Nebraska. Come on. All right, so constitutional carry, almost this year, but nope. Suppressors for hunting, no, they're afraid of suppressors, and they're probably against hunting for all I know. State firearm, none, not yet. And Second Amendment sanctuary, they have 8 out of their 93 counties are sanctuary counties for Second Amendment sanctuary counties. So that's pretty good. A lot of states have some amount of sanctuary counties. At least they're in the running. Let's see. I wrote in here, May 17th, 1883, Wild West. What am I reading here? Can't read it. The Honorable Cody and something. So basically, Cody's Wild West show. The original incarnation of it started in Nebraska in 1883. And then later, Cody founded his Buffalo Bill Wild West show in North Platte in, well, same thing, 1883. All right, so then what is this? This was a 2A rally that happened in Nebraska back in 2020 when I wrote this thing. And they had their rally in February. I think they've had a rally since, that Nebraska organization we'll take a look at here in a second has had rallies, and they've been successful. I got to yawn here and drink something, so we're going to take a break. Here's what happens on Wednesday.
Wednesday, Firearms in Film and Entertainment. Every Wednesday, we take a look into the future and back again at movies, books, magazines, games, and even podcasts, videos, and memes. There's a tactical quiz, and we'll take a look at Instagram posts that feature the hashtag Daily Gun Show.
Okay, you got to unmute. So the tactical quiz is Wednesdays. So we have a couple of organizations in Nebraska. The International Ammunition Association started in 1955 as the Cartridge Collectors Club. In 1961, it joined with the National Cartridge Collectors Association, and then it became the International Cartridge Collectors Association. So people collect things, and one of the things they collect is ammunition, and the people that collect ammunition have been part of different things like, what's that called on CSI, where they look at the bullets with the microscopes, the nerds. They've been participating in the science nerdery of bullet looking at. Also, kind of archiving things from military and hunting. The evolution of ammunition, which a lot of people don't pay attention to, so it gets lost in time. Pretty neat stuff, and that's in Nebraska. Let's see, you got the Nebraska Firearms Owners Association, which considers themselves the voice of Nebraska firearms owners. That was founded in the year 2000. So it's 22 years old. It was founded in Omaha, and now we know that we've got people that join us on the conversations online here that participate in that organization. And like I say, they've had some successes, some good turnouts for grassroots efforts in a state where it's difficult to get people to travel on the potential that others will turn out. So by having successful events, they create the potential and opportunity for even more popular future events. Then we got the Youth Shooting Sports Alliance, which was started in 2007. It used to be called the 4-H, so that's in Nebraska, probably because of the giant shooting park we're about to talk about. Heartland Public Shooting Park, which is 420 acres. That was built in 2006. And it looks like all kinds of things are held there, including, do I have them on here? No, but the 4-H yearly thing is held there. There's Sportsman's Challenge or something. Oh, that's rough. Trying to hold a yawn in and then yawning. And then, dang, there was something else. Like there's some kind of an event that, oh man, what's it called? The Heartland Shoot or something. And it probably is called the Heartland Shoot because that's the name of this range. And it's like it's a family event or something where people show up and they get matched with like older and younger folks shooting together. So it's not like a division between youth and old people, I guess, something like that. Then you get some different businesses that are up there. We got Hornady, and if you go, you can go to Hornady's plant. It's in Grand Island or something. Yeah, Grand Island. Man, these are hard to read. So one, I'm wiggling it around. Two, it's tiny, and my eyes are getting old and no good. So you go there, you can take a tour. All you got to do is show up, and you can take the tour. It's pretty much every day, I think. You can check out their website. They may have changed it since I was there, but Back in the day, you could just show up, and I think they just asked you to show up between like 9 and 11. And I didn't quite get it. So, yeah, I didn't understand this deal because I'd never been there before. So I got there at like, let's say, noon 15 or something. And I was like, oh, man, I missed the window. Is there any way to still, get a tour? Or do I have to wait till tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, nobody showed up today anyway, so let's just do the tour. And there's just one person takes you around. So basically, they're in the middle of Nebraska, so it's not like they get a rush of people. But I imagine with enough people, you'd probably want to give them a heads up. But as long as you show up there and you're not obnoxious about it, they'll just take you through and show you the factory. It's pretty awesome. So you show up, you go, hey, can I take a look around? And they go, yeah, let me find somebody. And then they get somebody, and then they take you around. The only bad part is you can't take pictures. They didn't let me take pictures, at least. Maybe they don't know who I am, but maybe they do know who I am. They're scared that I would show all these pictures of their situation. But either way, couldn't take pictures, but got to see all kinds of cool stuff. Doing this today, I got a piece of lead from there. So I got a piece of lead from the Hornady factory. They gave me. I didn't hork it. And then the other company that we know about is S&S Pawn, who's a big participant in the conversations and for a long time part of Travis's projects, I think. Let's see. So now we get a museum up there, at least one, called the Museum of the Fur Trade. And there's a cartoon we did of it a while back. And the idea is that back in the olden days when they were slotting around all the little critters because of their furs, because furs made good hats or whatever their reasoning was, they would need places to gather for those, what'd you call those people? The trappers, I guess, would go out into the woods, because this is Nebraska, there's no mountains. They'd go out into the woods and I guess collect all the different critters. They'd come back to the trading posts like this and trade all their pelts for whatever they traded them for. And then this place would send all those pelts back to some hat factory or whatever they did with them. Anyway, this is the museum that talks about that. And from what I understand, there's some guns in that museum. So I made a cartoon of it, and it gives us some in the museum it gives us another thing in Nebraska and another museum for the list. I've never been there. I think I have talked to people who've been there. Maybe not. I might just be thinking of a video. There's a pretty good video where the person, I think it's either the person who created the museum, I think it's their son. So whoever the person was that made the museum, I think it's their son who's really old, or it's the person that created the museum. There's some videos that talk about the museum. Problem is they barely show the guns. So I'm pretty sure I have no idea how many guns are actually there. But now that I say that, somebody may have gone there and told us about the guns, and I'm just not remembering. All right, so that's the state of Nebraska as far as we have it in the year 2020. When we put all this information together, we were able to do this through a crowdfunding project. And on the inside of each of the page, we would post a thank you to the people who made this page possible. And those people were Gun Library Garrett, I'm guessing that's DJ, and somebody, maybe Barbecue. Was Barbecue around back then in 2020? So thanks everybody who made it possible for us to put this project together. You can actually, there might not be any in stock right this moment, but whenever I print some more of these, which I'll probably do here sooner than later, you can buy one of these if you want over at our gear website store. And it's a little dated, but at the same time, it's printed on a printer that is literally, well, I can't move the camera, but the printer's right over there, and they get shipped from right over there. And then the money pays for the bills that are all over the place. So we appreciate the people that do that. We'll click out of here and get back to the main screen. That was our focus on Nebraska. Each week we focus on a new state so that we can eventually cover, the whole United States and then start all over again. If you've got an idea or suggestion on what state to fill in for next week, let's end the poll. What did I do here? Well, I guess I don't need to put the results. We'll know the results are Nebraska. If you got an idea for which state should fill in the slot for Nebraska next week to compete with Minnesota and Alabama and Arizona, feel free to suggest one that we haven't already done. Let's see. I don't think I'm missing any other comments. DJ was not even listening to this thing, so we're not going to get too much feedback from him, I'm guessing. With that, I think we're still under an hour. Nobody's really saying anything, and it gets boring just saying stuff. I'm kind of tired anyway, so we'll wrap this one up. Thanks to the people who make it possible for us to focus on the things that are important and not necessarily the things that are urgent. We'll wrap this thing up with a commercial for our gear website store where we sell stuff, and we use that money to slay bills, and then we take the time that we have and spend it on creating content that, again, focuses on things that are important rather than necessarily constantly observing the things that are urgent. Got to do a little bit of everything. Keep focus on the goals, right? And that's how you get to them. All right, with that, we'll be doing the tactical quiz tomorrow. And Thursday, we'll talk about being on the road. And Friday is episode 1300 of the Daily Gun Show. A lot of rip-off shows, whatever. They put some energy into it. 1,300 episodes. So if you've got ideas for what to do for 1,300 episodes. 1,300 episodes, just like it says over there. If you got an idea what to do to celebrate, let us know, and we might entertain the idea. Otherwise, we'll wrap this one up. Thanks for that, but it's not so much congratulations as about halfway to about where we're going to get in our stride, and then we'll we'll start looking at where we're going. But getting back into season 2 hasn't been too bad. Should be able to handle quite a bit more going forward. Okay, quick pushing the buttons. Thanks everybody for showing up. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Tuesday, we focus on a different state each week, taking a look at their firearms laws and history. We also feature a gun owner's rights group and take a look at their background, focus, and successes.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com. So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourages you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.